Las Vegas market update. Victory in the Vegas Valley. That's right, this is a special one for me. And I've got your 7-day market update along with a whole bunch more as usual, folks. Stick with me. I want to hear what you have to say about what I have to say, because that's how it works around here, all right? We get to chat a little bit about what I'm talking about. So if you like something that I'm saying, if you don't like something that I'm saying, I want to hear about it in the comments section. And hey, if you really like what I'm saying, every single week, this is what I'm doing. I'm giving you information about the Las Vegas Valley and the real estate market. Even if you're just a little bit curious as to what's happening in Las Vegas, well, I've got information for you that I think everybody can use every single week. Matter of fact, I know it. It's very important information. So let's jump right on it on the other side. See you there. Hey everybody, I am absolutely thrilled to bring you this market update, because in Las Vegas, we have victory in the valley. As you can see, I'm in my getup in my Vegas Golden Knights jersey and my Carlson jersey. I like William Carlson because he was a role player. He was kind of a guy that was unsung, although in the playoffs, he really came alive, along with the whole dang team. I mean, just unbelievable what they did. Especially here in Las Vegas, when you think about their short history of only being a team for 6 years. Of course, they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals in the first year, and going on to finally doing it this year. For many NHL fans, for fans of other teams, 6 years is like nothing to wait. Fans of Canadian teams have been waiting over 30 years now for one of those teams to go and win a Stanley Cup Final. So for Vegas to do it in 6, I mean, you think about it, the last time a Canadian team won, you could be 60 years old at that time, and you're 90 if you're still alive, okay? That's how big of a deal it is. It may not happen for a long time again. I hope it does, because this team a lot of it is going to stick together. And that's what they did. They did teamwork. Like I said, Carlson was a guy that was all season long, he just went in there and did his job. That's what a lot of these players did, and you have to admire that, especially the way that our city has reacted to the win. It has been euphoric. It's really kind of hard to believe that here in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the middle of the desert, we have ice hockey, championship ice hockey, and my friends and hopefully myself are running around meeting the Stanley Cup. All right, that's insane to me. As many of you know, if you've been watching, I finally got to shave. I was playing along. I was a little superstitious with the team and myself, and as much as I cared, I was just gonna play like right along. They don't shave, they don't cut their hair for the whole series, and it is a month and a half in this case. I've never grown my beard that long. I do want to say that I think that this victory in Vegas will mean more winning for Las Vegas, certainly with other sports teams coming here, but other people coming here. Vegas has been put more and more on the map. The more press we get, especially good press about a team winning in the Las Vegas Valley, it is great news for the town. And that's what we've seen. A lot of people come from cold weather markets, and they are sick and tired of the cold. Okay, they grew up in it. They ice skated in it, right? That was cool. But now they're older and they want to get away from it, and Las Vegas is the spot. They still love ice hockey, so hey, there it is. We've got it. Not only do we have it with the Knights, we have it with UNLV. They have a great D1 hockey team here that I like to catch for the money. It's probably the best thing you can go out and check out when they are playing here in town. That's pretty cool, and we're getting great prospects. They've been a really serious team. They've gone to their version of the playoffs the last 2 years, and they are a serious team. A lot of people still don't even know about them in Vegas, all right? So if you're hearing this now, you may be in the know about that, all right? So Congratulations to our Stanley Cup winning Vegas Golden Knights. I can't even believe it, folks. Just amazing. Absolute euphoria. Still enjoying it. I actually was playing tennis when they won that victory. I was playing for my team's playoff for USTA team tennis. And we're getting it done, folks. Hopefully my next update will be that that my team has made it to sectionals and won districts. I'm going to find out that tonight. Thankfully, nobody's going to see this beforehand because we can't give away our lines, but I will be playing tonight, so we'll see how it goes. I'll give you an update. All right, enough about that. Let's jump right into what you're really here for, which is the market update. I'm going to give you what's happened in the last 7 days in Las Vegas, Nevada. The numbers are important to see because it tells us where things are going, and nobody else is giving you this week by week information. So if you want to know week by week what the numbers are, well, here you are. You found the right place. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm filming this on Saturday, June 17th. So obviously this goes back to the 10th, and you can watch my last video to see some numbers on there, but I will go back and forth just to let you know those numbers. New listings back on market and coming soon. Okay, that's the inventory if you're a buyer that you can access, basically. Okay, that's what you're looking at. New listings that are coming on market, back on market, and coming soon. In the last 7 days, there were 1,037 of those. And that is down just slightly from last week. Now, the thing is that the inventory has been the story, as I've been saying. So this is why we want to see if we start getting more inventory, because that would mean a couple of things. Number one, it would mean it would be helpful to some buyers out there. But number two, it could mean that it wouldn't be as strong of a seller's market. And maybe you start seeing prices, either just stay flat or come down. Right now, they've been going up the last 2 months. They stayed flat for the beginning of the year. Then they've gone up the last 2 months by over $17,000. So if we can see continued inventory lower, that is going to be a continued, strong market, basically, even with the lower buyer demand. So last week, I saw numbers that said we look like we're starting to gain a little momentum and get a little bit more inventory. But this week, it appears like we are going back to what we were doing before, which is staying about there. And I look at under contract show, under contract no show, expired, temporarily off the market, withdrawn conditional, and contingent upon sale. Those are all the statuses of property that is not in your reach at this moment, okay? Especially the properties that are under contract no show. Those properties are basically going to be sold. Some of them may come back on, but it's very unlikely and you can't hope for it. So all this is not good because that means 1,142 properties are not at your fingertips. Last week, it was 1,223. So we have a little bit of a change there, but not by a whole lot. It's kind of reflecting similar numbers that I've been seeing, although I would say it is dipping just slightly. So that's actually a little bit of a good sign. Now, we have sold. How many properties sold in the last 7 days? Okay, it was 684. Last week, it was, I believe, 648 last week, which was the lowest that it had been because we were up around 800 a week that we're closing. So now we're seeing a little bit lower amount of closings. This week, though, we did jump up just slightly. So we went from 648 to 684. So not by a big jump, but nonetheless, a little bit more solds. Staying, looks like we're staying relatively stable there. We're not seeing a lot of new properties come on market. We're not seeing a ton of sales, and we're also not seeing super low sales like if this were to suddenly dip to like 500 or 400, I mean, we would have very, very low activity going on, and that would surely lead to higher inventory. So far, that's what I'm seeing. Now, this is one sign that I'm going to point out to you. Right here, you'll see on the price decreases and price increases, we're seeing those price decreases stay relatively the same. There are a few less of them, but price decreases are still happening, which means that's pretty normal. Sellers put their property on the market for a price and they aren't getting it, so they have to drop it. That's normal. What was changing for a little while were price increases. There was more of them because when the market's hot, sellers start going, you know what? I didn't price my property right. I'm going to bump it up a little bit. Now, not a ton of people always do that, but when you see more of them, you know you're in a hotter market. That number has gone down just a touch in the last couple of weeks, and it's been in the 80s to right now. This week, it's at 88 price increases. Okay, just a touch down, but it is a indicator. If you see that continuing, that we're not getting as many price increases, that means that sellers don't believe they can increase their price. And so that would be a less strong seller market. Last week, I mentioned that we have contingent upon sale. That I did give you that within the numbers on the listings that are not really available to you. It's only showing 25 of those. This is a new designation, and it will, when we see that few, that means that still there's a lot of agents that don't realize they can put their properties into that status. It's very new that we can do that as real estate agents here. So as time goes, you'll see that number should filter out to be a little bit higher because there's certainly more than 25 contingencies. That contingency means that typically that the property is contingent upon the buyer's sale of another property. So the buyer has a property to sell, they have to sell that first. And once they do that, now they can proceed with the purchase of the property that they're looking at here. In a hot market, not a lot of sellers want to do that. So if we were to see that go up more over time as agents start using this designation more, it will tell us another indicator about where the market is and what you can expect as a buyer. Right now, it's just something new. All right, so that's the 7-day market update, looking about the same. I do think, I'm starting to believe, and I will prognosticate on this on my next Robnostication, I'm starting to believe that we will see a little bit of an uptick in inventory. We've been really low. It's been at 1.6. Typically, the market stays hot through the summer, so it could be about the same or tick up just slightly. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now, but I'm going to solidify that in my Robnostication on my next video. So check that out. Interest rates, that's the big news a lot of people were waiting for, but I think most people knew there was going to be a pause. The Fed was not going to raise the rate. It's the first time they haven't done a rate movement in several months. That's good for sellers. That's good for buyers that are worried about their rates going up. They want to get their property purchased as soon as possible. This could be a short window, is a possibility. Now, there's mixed signals coming from the Fed and the Fed chairman a little bit. Although they are trying to signal that, hey, we want to do 2 more rate movements before the end of the year, they're also leaving it open to not do anything. They're going to look at the information, and if inflation continues to be sticky, if they aren't getting what they want, they're probably going to do a rate movement in July. If I was a seller right now, I'd want to get on the stick and get it going. I do have some sellers doing that in this moment, so if you're looking for a home, maybe I have one that is up to your standards. So make sure you contact me, 702-461-7175. You can email me at howteamvegas@yahoo. That's HAU. Team is in football team or hockey team. Vegas@yahoo. Or throw a rock through my window. I don't care how you get a hold of me. You can get a hold of me on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want to get a hold of me. I'm out there. I'm easy to find. Just do it when you're ready. So sellers, you got to get moving if you're thinking about doing it. I really believe this is your time to shine and avoid what may come next. If I think the Fed is basically saying, and from the people that I have trusted the most, that have been most on point with their information, It's aligning with my thinking, and that's great because it's like, you know, hey, these are trusted sources that are also kind of echoing what I'm feeling, not just feeling, but the information, the evidence, right? They're basically saying they're not going to lower rates this year in 2023. And it could be, you know, a year or two before they decide to lower rates significantly. I would hope that's just posturing a little bit, but, you know, I can tell you for sure, as soon as the rates are lowered, there's going to be a lot of demand. People will want to buy houses. Property will go up, especially in Las Vegas. And so that's something to keep in mind. I do think this is a good zone if you can get in there and get a seller to help you with some closing costs. And that may be the next thing. If we get more rate movements, we're going to be back to where sellers have to do a little bit more dealing as it gets a little tougher for buyers. So keep that in mind. You can still sell, but it may be that you have to do a little bit more wheeling and dealing and, you know, come off of what you might hope to get for the property. We'll see. It's just something that I think you take a little more risk as you wait over time, at least through this year. So again, folks, if you're looking to stay on top of the real estate market in Las Vegas, you have found the weekly updates that you need right here. The little snippets that I'm giving you of what's happening in the market, to me, that's the most important, valuable information that tells us right in the moment of what's happening. It's why I'm giving these updates. So I hope you enjoy them. And if you have anything that you would like me to cover, I'd love to hear from you and tell me what am I missing? What are your questions? Put them in the comments section. Give me a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And the most important thing that I think you need to do right now is have a great day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video because, well, I'm Rob Howe and I work for Elite Realty and I'm all about houses and you. See you on the next one.